Hey everyone, welcome. It is Friday on the Going Optimal stream, which means one thing these days. Chat Gauntlet time. I'm going to take on chat in a Core Set 2021 draft. I have this Premier Core Set 21 draft back screen up because that's effectively what we're going to be doing, but we're not going to be doing it here. We are going to be leaving this system, leaving MTG Arena, going to a website called mtga.herokuapp.com, which I'll link in the YouTube notes, and I'm sure someone will link for you here in the chat as well. And this is a third-party website. There are several third-party websites that allow you to kind of test draft Magic, but this is our favorite. I think it's highly functional, highly usable, and it really has some great features for our purposes, which is to draft on a third-party website in pod, so all 8 of us drafting the same pod, and then all 8 of us taking the results of that draft, exporting them into Arena, and then using the Arena friend challenge system to battle each other. And the way we're going to do it is Premier style, which is to say I'm going to be taking on challengers here in best of ones. I'll play all 7 opponents that I draft with. I'll play in a best of 1, and we get to see who gets to 4 wins today first, chat or me. And as many of you know, if there is a little clause on the table that gets people excited, and that is, if I should 0-7 against chat, if every single person in this gauntlet takes me down, then I give control over the hair above my neck besides my eyebrows over to chat, and then in the Discord, chat will work out what happens to my next hairstyle. That's pretty big stuff on the line for me. But I like it. It puts a little fire under me, makes me focus. As I once lost. The worst I've started is 0-4, and I felt it. Let me tell you, at 0-4, losing that 4th game, I felt it. But hopefully, we will secure my hair for another week at some point in this event today. And I did want to say, if you all can get to if you get to 5 or 6 wins today, 4 wins, you just win the week. Congratulations. But I want to go to the store if you guys can get 5 or 6 wins, and then maybe we'll buy a treat for chat from the store if you can manage 5 or 6, but not quite the 7. So little extra motivation, something between just winning the week and actually getting my hair right. I think that would be nice for you all to have some motivation beyond capturing my locks. But we'll get that motivation going. I also want to motivate you to check out my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. If you do anything on the physical game, if you play tabletop Magic and you don't have CardKingdom.com in your rotation for retail, get them in there, and get them in there through my affiliate link. It's really great of you to give them a chance via my affiliate link. It lets them know you're scoping out their site thanks to my stream, and then they're more inclined to continue to support this here stream, and then I'm more inclined to stay on the air and draft with you all the time, which I really love. So yeah, I never say, you turn your blinders on to all of the retail possibilities out there, but if you simply include Card Kingdom in your research and make sure you check their prices and give them a chance on something and let them show you what the retail experience with them is like, you're going to be very satisfied, and I think you'll be a repeat customer. I know I am. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support. But now we're going to bail out of this arena view, and we're going to hop to Ye Old Left Monitor, where we're going to see the herokuapp.com interface, and we're going to get ready to draft. So hopping over left. Here we go. It's pretty utilitarian in its look, but that's great, whatever. You know me, you've seen my spreadsheets. I dig the utilitarian functionality thing and prioritizing that over pretty when you're doing something like this. And I think, let's see, who's our session owner is Skeptical Hat today. So it looks like Hat is doing the ready check, and we're going to be ready to jump in. Like in this format, aggro is ever present but not required. You can draft a more controlling long game deck. You just have to be sure to. Oop, we lost the Jinx. Oh, there's the Jinx. Wait, another ready check. All good. And yeah, so I'm looking to either be aggressive or make sure I understand how I'm going to manage aggression. Uh-oh, Jinx is still grinding. Might be having slight technical difficulties here, but no big deal. If we, yeah, Jinx has jinxed themselves. Thanks, Magnet Man, appreciate that. Tsunami says, it feels like the power level is flatter in this set than in recent sets. I generally agree. It's very much a popper, it rewards poppery stuff, although, you know, yesterday we pivoted. We didn't have a green card yet, but we only knew basically that we were, what, blue, and then we opened the green 5-drop mythic. I'm forgetting what it's called. Somebody will come up with it for me, I'm sure. But it's the 6/6 that when it attacks, you can do any awesome, one of 3 awesome things. And that certainly won us every game it showed up in, basically. Yeah, Gargaroth. All right, Jinx made it. Looks like we're good to go. I'm going to try and listen. We've got Cardlinger passing to us, for what that's worth. Radha, Heart of Keld, is a committing first pick, being 2-color. A much less committing pick would be a Palladium Mirror, which is no colors, so we could take that and then end up anywhere. Hunter's Edge is maybe the best abstract card in the pack in terms of it being removal and a good piece of removal. I think the idea of Prince or Pauper is incorrect, by the way. I mean, you can have most... It's just like most formats are a little of both, and it just kind of depends on what you end up with. And it's pretty rare that formats are Prince, where it's just like all about whether or not you've got a broken rare or not. Yeah, I think if I were taking a green card, I might as well hedge towards Radha. Radha surprised me with the strength of the 6 mana ability. I was just thinking of it as a 3/3 attacking first strike that lets you play extra lands, which seems good enough. But boy, that 6 the last time I had Radha was really relevant. So I'm going to take Radha as, yeah, the most abstractly powerful. And I think it would be wrong to take a Hunter's Edge when there's Radha here. And Palladium Mirror is justifiable if you truly want to stay open. But I think you take the high power here and see about... Is my phone ringing somewhere? Anyway, we're going to take Radha. My phone is ringing via iPad. Yes, please shut up. I'm just going to mute this thing. That won't distract me. All right. I like red-green quite a bit, so if we can stick to our first pick and make red-green happen, that's great. But I also don't want to get married here. Let's make sure we're staying open to the possibilities. Like, these 3 green cards are fine, but I don't think any of them is what we want to follow up with. I would rather just take, like, a Scythe. Although maybe we do. Like, no, these aren't amazing. If there was a nice, clean piece of removal, I think I would prioritize that over... any of the green cards, but nothing here except the Scythe screams this is worth moving away from green for. Maybe Singer. Any thoughts, chat? Haj is on training or Singer. Singer is interesting. You like the training better? Training is a pretty important card in the format. It draws a card which works well with the draw 2. It increases the Pteranodon power to 4. It gives trample to a lot of the non-evasive green beef. All right, I'll take training. I'm convinced that while in the abstract, Singer is better than training, we do have Radha. So let's start. You think it's a marital pick, Eagle? Then what are you doing? Eagles like Scythe. Yeah, I think what Eagle you have is a difference of opinion on just how good Scythe is. So I'm gonna, it's not a marrying pick, it's a hedging pick, although this makes me want to explore marriage. This is best in like green white though, honestly. What are we taking if not that? We could take Crash Through. Doggy is good. Rousing Read here. But yeah, playing Rada is nice. It's hard to say what's super cut after 2 packs though, right, Fenor? I would more observe that there hasn't been good red in the last couple packs. And then we're not sure if that means it could be cut, could be no good red in the pack, but it's worth noting. You're right. It's just early. We just need to keep our eye on it. So let's take Scourge though here. Throwing a training on the Scourge, on a big Scourge is good, for example. We should have it. Maybe we need to talk about Scythe and see where people are at on it. It's a very swingy card, I think, which is why it's producing these types of reactions. Because in its worst case, it can be an expensive short sword that you're wondering what the heck you're doing with. And then in its best case, it can feel like it won you the game. Another Palladium Mirror is available. Rousing Read is still here, though. But Maw is... the nice thing about Maw is that it dodges at its baseline the red removal in the set. I think I go Maw here over the Rousing Read because we're not... but I would love to like splash a Rousing Read in a red-green deck. But we also not. This is further evidence that red is being a little cut. I mean, Battle Rattle is okay, but it feels like good red is missing. So, but this could be a time to take a Rousing Read as a bit of a signal, and potentially be green, blue, even splashing the Rada. But yeah, we could also just take the Battle Rattle, but I think I like our base green enough to just stick with the Dread Maw and continue looking for signals. But this Rousing Read is very tempting to me, I gotta say. And yeah, I'm a little worried about the lack of red. There has been red, just not quite the red we want to pick over other stuff, and I want to keep an eye on it. Another training, which we took pretty early as it is. And then there's a Havoc Jester that's also nice and beefy, but we are in a beef color, so it's not like we need Havoc Jester. But if we are going to potentially ramp and get big, I think I do like a Havoc Jester, just kind of dropping in at 5 and being part of a big game there. I'm coming around a bit on Track Down, Rob, and I do like a Scanner as well, although because we have like the trainings. Fender's not on Jester here. Whoa. I'm on vanilla test here. I think 5/5s for 5 and are just good. And if you happen to sack something, that's fine. I'm not on track. I was gonna say though, I like Track Down more now. I'm coming around on Track Down. I was bashing it a bit yesterday for being 2 and not 1. But I am coming around on it as a really solid late game. You know, this is a decent top deck, right? It's generally you're gonna have the mana and you're gonna find something very good with it. So I'm coming around on Track Down as being more playable, or better than I thought it was, but I don't think it's the pick here. If you want Sky Scanner, I understand, but I'm also trying to cut a little bit. I think it's trying to plant our flag a bit in red-green is important in pack 1. I'm going to take the Jester. Hollow as a possible splash land or a pivot to black land. Village Rites still being here says that is something worth considering. Rise Again still being here. Yeah, we're not going to take this particular ramp. That's not the ramp we're looking for. Destructive Tampering is main deckable, and in red-green especially, like suddenly making your Dreadmaw not be able to be blocked by ground creatures is often just GG. It's doing the job of closing out a game where they're close to dead but not quite dead. Yeah. So not a great pick here, and maybe slightly tempted. Maybe I should just take the hollow. I'm going to take the hollow and set us up to be able to splash some black. And while I would play a Destructive Tampering in this deck, it's doing one very specific job that we have a lot of time to fill. And Rise is an interesting idea, but I'd rather take the hollow and see where black is at from here. Geyser, another hollow. Chrome Replicator has been controversial. Mistral Singer saying blue is pretty open. I don't want to force the red. Is this good enough to stick with plan, or should we take this as a signal and kind of get some blue stuff? Yeah, Fenner and I are thinking the same thing. Like, yes, this Geyser is certainly playable and in our colors and matches everything here going, but like this is the most signally thing, I think. But I kind of agree. I think Geyser is good enough. It's pretty darn clunky. Yeah, I think 3 is enough better than 4 that... Yeah, totally Tsunami, but is it too late to pivot? Is it too late to switch? And I would if it weren't... Like, my question is, how good is the Geyser? Because it's worse than it has historically looked, the old X spell, but it's still fine, and it's still instant. Fenor wants to take a blue card. Yeah, maybe I'll regret it, Fenor, but I think the Geyser is good enough to stick to plan. Burn Bright. This is a bad sign, though, right? That there's... So I will take... If in case I'm just horribly wrong here, Burn Bright I don't think is a green-red card. So I'll take a Lofty Denial over a Blackguard or a Runes. Wall of Runes, we played yesterday in our 7-win run, and it was a controversial include for me. You know, like I don't generally like to play this card. I will say that it had a job to do that we needed done, and it did do that job. Generally, I want other cards to do that job, but I don't deny that Wall of Runes did the job we asked of it yesterday. Yeah, Jinx is Jinx, but we'll give it a wait here. Yeah, I know you feel that way, Eagle, but it should. I think we just disagree on how much it should. Your first picks should skew your subsequent picks. It's very different to be looking at a pile of cards and say which one is the best for this deck versus looking at a pile of cards while you have errata in your pile and saying which card is best for this deck. I am not guaranteeing that the time-traveling supercomputer would suggest that my picks were 100% correct, but I am saying I think people oversell staying open sometimes when it means abandoning a very powerful first pick. Like, because what we did is I leaned towards the good green stuff, like the training on 2, like maybe there was a blue, I think there was a blue card in pick 2 that we took, didn't take over training that we had a debate about, that you could have made that case for, but I don't think you were like demonstrably wrong with what we've done here. But yeah, but Scythe was an opinion pick though. Scythe is not me marrying Rada. Scythe is me clearly disagreeing with people about how good Scythe is. So I know you're just being brief, D, but try not to be so absolute. Training not the right pick is way too confident to be about these types of decisions. You can, you know, track down Ranger's Guile has been proving worth it to me too, but I don't want a ton of these. I don't know. Guile and Trackdown are pretty equivalently playable to me at this point. Traitorous Greed, not worth it. I'll make Rob happy and take the Trackdown here. Well, this is good to see. The green is coming around. We might be in the right seat. Mauler works with Scourge, so we could take Mauler and try to get this bigger. But I do want a Guile eventually. Yeah, I mean, you can absolutely make a case for a pick other than the training we took in pick 2. I just wouldn't be absolute about it. Magic is hard. Be humble enough to believe that Magic is hard and that you might not know everything. All right, because I don't want a billion Guiles, I'm gonna take the Mauler, and it does work with our Scourge if we have the Scourge out. Right? Yeah. Pile something on Scourge. I think I said this would be 5 power. That's not what I meant. This would get bigger, right? That's the way that works. And Growth is playable in the format. Combat Tricks have proven decent. We could also take the Crag to set up possible white splashes. I think we take the Crag on possible white splashes over a fairly replaceable combat trick. Again, much like the Guile, I don't want a bunch of these. So, and we have some spells already, and we want to make sure our creature count is up. So I'm gonna pivot. Not that this is a creature, but I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna set up for possible splashes. And really, Palladium Mirror is a really nice pickup here. You could make a case for the Portcullis Vine, but Palladium Mirror in a deck with an X spell and a Colossal Dreadmaw is really nice. And maybe there's another one after this. Another Trackdown. That makes me wish we had a Guile. Have one Guile, one Trackdown, I think would be preferable here. Yeah, with that Palladium Mirror and the Dreadmaw here already, it does make me want to, and the Scourge and the Geyser, there's some good reasons to be looking towards ramp. That was the second one wheeling. Yeah, makes sense. Couldn't get that lucky. Pursued Whale, as you all know, this whale follows me everywhere, and here it is again. It's like, who's Ahab and who's the white whale here? I really wish there was just like a three damage spell, you know, the Dragon Fire to be simple now. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We could take this, we could hedge here. I think a hedge here is acceptable over like a Hobble Fiend. Surge is decent though. If downstream from us also ignored blue could be strong enough in this pack. I'm not down on Surge. This is actively good. I just am really high on Whale. I think this is great. And like we have a Palladium Mirror, right? So yeah, I hear you. But I think this might even wheel Haj. Like green seems pretty wide open, and the Whale ramped 2 is excellent. Again, I'm no time traveling supercomputer, and I could be wrong, but at least I have my reasoning, which is that if the blue signal wasn't picked up downstream, there could be a lot of blue coming our way here. If not, we don't play the Whale. If we find a lot of fixing, we might even actually be able to splash a Whale. I know splashing double color isn't usually a real thing, but on a 7-drop, it's possible if the fixing is good enough. So I am going to take the Whale. Yeah, we could splash the red too. That's a place this could end up. We could take a Conclave Mentor and try to get into white from here. Another Dreadmaw. Feline Sovereign seemed good in white green, where you could actually turn these doggies into something excellent. Is Sovereign good? Well, we do have this kitty. Is it kitties? Cats? Yeah. So this gets bigger, and there are some kitties. Yeah, sorry, it works with, it says dogs on it. It works. What's one I'm thinking of? Is there a dog lord too? I'll take the sovereign. Maybe we can, yeah, I don't think I was thinking of pack leader. I thought there was specifically a dog lord, not the, yeah, Pride Malkin's the other thing that's worked with. All right, we'll take the sovereign and see if we can work it out. Wouldn't mind wheeling a snare spinner or a dreadmaw. Yeah, Rada, the Windscarred Crag could let us splash. Warden of the Woods had trouble making it into our deck yesterday. Here's a quite splashable black card. But maybe we take the Warden here. What's this Blightfang? 1/4 Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a planes. Okay, so it's really a 1/4 Death Touch that attacks a little bit better. Yeah, I think I'm on Warden here, although we are pretty low on 2s. The Cur wouldn't be bad, but Warden is a nice fatty to add to our pile. We'd like some more ramp here. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry. You guys, what was I thinking of then? I didn't even look at the pack leader text. I was thinking it only did the prevent combat damage, but I didn't see that it also lorded them. Yep, that's what I was thinking of then. Double Houndmaster, the Boros deck could be pretty nutty. Cliffs, if we did the whale base green blue would help us splash the red. But I think we even take the tome. I just want to make sure we have defense. That makes me want the spinner, but I bet these spinners come back. I feel like we're in a good spot being in green, and I think the spinners are going to come back, and then we can get them. Tome is good enough. We're going to take it. We have some 2s. We have stuff to do on 2, but none of it is good against a creature rush. So this is a real concern, everybody. We need to lock down. We need to get some 2s going. It's now making me think, yeah, I'm taking a risk by trying to wheel that spider, really. I think the tome is worth that risk, but it is a risk. Like, we need some 2s here. We have been talking about, is the blue going to flow? Hasn't been flowing. Probably not doing the blue thing. I could take another kitty to, I mean, our 4s are pretty empty, and it works with the sovereign. So, yeah, Ogre is reasonable. We actually have 3 playables at 3. Kraken is reasonable, Fenor, but like, we have stuff going on at this end that makes Kraken quite already replaced. Like, this job, we already have reasonable candidates for this job. So I'm going to play to the synergy of Mauler and our rare Kitty Lord. Shock is some early interaction for base red, which you could argue we still are. We don't know. The one thing is, like, our secondary color is still pretty open here. Another Scythe coming around here. I don't think we're there, though, if we were ever. I'm not sure we're red anymore. And there's like this Gale Swooper makes me think maybe we're supposed to be there, but this is early interaction, so I'm taking it. And it helps us, still supports the Rada. Here's another Palladium Mirror that feels crazy to be, well, not crazy to be here. Not everybody wants this. And here is another spider that I already have talked about regretting not casting, but I'm going to take another Palladium Mirror because it supports the huge leap to 6. Double Palladium Mirror makes a very reliable Insano turn 4 turn. And I think I do think the spinners are fairly low picks even for green. Like but there are 2-drops, right? That raises them up. Anyway, I'm going to be greedy. I feel the spiders will come. I feel that, right? Fenner, that we're going to wheel at least one of them. Leave this packet with at least one spider. Maybe 2. Slag is going to be great. We've passed a couple scythes. Let's punish the scythe player with the turn to slag. If we were base blue, we could take the Arcanist. Fetid Imp is a nice 2 as well. Yeah, I'm really glad to pick this up given the double scythe we saw. And if we saw another slag, I would probably prioritize it higher than normal for that reason as well. Dreadmaw has come around to possibly add to our 6 pluses pile. But we can take an Ogre and just be a little lower on our curve with a 3. So, I do think we take an Ogre over the Dreadmaw given the quantity of big stuff we've seen going around. Wow, Houndmaster. Sorry, buddy. No respect, apparently. How can nobody be in Boros? Let's pivot to Boros. We could take another Ogre. We could take a Portcullis Vine, which does do the thing of blocking 2-drops. You know, it blocks a lot of them anyway. All your 2-power 2-drops are playable. I could take the Vine. I kind of want to cut the Houndmaster from potential Boros drafters downstream. Yeah, a little bit of a hate pick there. But I didn't love anything else I was seeing in our pack, and I don't think we needed anything else there. I'm going to take a Guile here. Yeah, Vine may be playable, but Vine is super clunky. It's not really what you want to do. 3 toughness is not quite that magical blocking number. I mean, the fact that that 04 Scrywall is playable to me is that 4. That 4 is huge. That 4 toughness. We could take the Cliffs and hold out hope that we find enough fixing to splash for Whale. But if we're heavy red, if we're base red green, no, I don't think so. I'm not dead set on it. I'm more dead set on making sure we have the tools to survive early, and I think Arsonist is better for us here. I would love a Cliffs to hedge towards potentially still playing the Whale, but I don't think it's worth it when we can actually protect our early game. Another Guile. Again, I kind of just want 1, but we'll see. Maybe we're light on playables or something. Return to Nature doesn't feel main deckable, and we're best of 1 today, so I'm going to move it to the side right now. This mountain is main deckable, but we don't need it. Double Vision is fun, but not really the red rare we were hoping for, let me tell you. None of the Snare Spinners came around, we should point out, yep. So now I kind of just want to take Magmut, Warden Wheels, like whatever, but we are just going to focus on 2s here. Since those spinners didn't come around, that's unexpected and bad news. So I'm going to really focus on the 2s here and grab the Mutt. Like, let's move the Geyser more to the 5 where we're going to be casting it. Track down, I actually want cast up here, you know, And Success and Training needs a creature. We're never casting that onto. Start to move the stuff away that you're not realistically casting onto, and you can see why I'm getting a little hot under the collar here. We need to solve this column. Havoc Jester does not do that. Let's find, hopefully something down here does, like this. Woohoo! Dragonfire is great on turn 2 and turn 10, so we like that a lot. Yeah, DVD, this is the... Oh, we got removal or the 2-drop that I was saying we need. It's really hard to pass removal, especially when we're light at 4. You know I'm trying to prioritize 2s, but you got to take your removal when you get it. And the Mentor scares me. I think there's probably a good white-green deck in this pod somewhere. It's also removal that puts a counter, which again can pump the Scourge after the fact. Yeah, it's not even really the 2 I want, but at this point, playable 2-drop creature is right in there, like full stop. That's what I want. It's not what we get here. Another track down, really? Doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like it does enough. Yeah, it's true. If some other green drafter loaded up on spiders, they might not want any of these. They might have been hated by Skies players. Like if you are drafting flyers and you don't see anything great for your deck, you can grab one of those spiders in an in-pod draft. Dionysus, don't say that unless you think... Are you suggesting we should have? Could have is silly. Should we have? Are you suggesting that when we got our first green-white gold 2-drop in the middle of pack 2 that we were supposed to switch? And if you don't think that, maybe settle down on the all caps and freaking out about what we could have had. I mean, you pass the things not in your colors, and they go to the players who are, and they're happy about that, and hopefully it happens to you, right? Anyway... We do have a Sands that might come back. We have a Crag for, you know, but I think we just take yet another track down. Ugh. Here's a Scourge that we'll follow up with over a Mauler or a Maw. Taking these Scourges from that white green deck. I think, then D, I think you should go back and watch this again, D. And really look at what was going on when we saw our first green-white uncommon. Because I really think if you're pivoting to that in that spot, that doesn't feel right. You're really committing to putting like 8 planes in your deck at that point. And middle of pack 2 is just super, super late to be suddenly deciding to put, for the first time, 8 planes in the deck. Oh, is there a Pyreling? I guess Pyreling could... I don't like the Pyreling that much, but I should have taken it. I guess I was just too busy talking to D. Let's go here with the Mauler, though, over the Tampering. Maybe a Tampering comes around. I did kind of want one of those. Good to note the Ghost Light. Yeah, just take another kitty. We do have a Kitty Lord. And we are trying to do the counter thing. These are pretty medium, though. The Feline Sovereign makes them a little better than medium, and so do the double Scourges. But you still need stuff to die, and that just doesn't... It's not so easy to just, on any given turn, make something die, right? That's why we prioritize removal. It's hard. We could take a Tampering here to give us that tool to close out a game. We could just take a Sage. Not too much going on at 5. I kind of threw the geyser there. But it's since we didn't get any spiders, this would be a reasonable thing to have in our back pocket against reach. No, you're not. Come on, D. Think about it. You're not responding to what I'm telling you about pivoting to something that's requiring you with your first white card in the middle of pack 2 to play 8+ planes. You haven't responded to that. You keep talking about how good in the abstract the card is and how good in the abstract it is with stuff we had in our pile, but you are completely ignoring that it pivots you into something that demands you find crazy amounts of white before the end of the draft. I'm going to take the Sage. Well, you got Hajj on your side, D. That certainly says something, but I'm standing by it. I think that's too late to ask 8 planes of your deck. And of course, and now Hajj. Oh God, Hajj, you're killing me, man. I'm gonna have to mute D before he explodes with excitement. Yeah, sorry. Let's take the ogre here over the growth. Also, Hajj and D, it's pretty convenient to think about the second mentor that you didn't know you were going to get. Like we could have switched. We could have taken the mentor and have it completely crashed and burned from there too. The fact that there was a second mentor, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it would be wrong to try and make that pivot. I don't think we want Goblin Wizardry here. So we'll take a Cliffs. I don't think we're likely to play the Cliffs either, but training reasonable here, although we could add a Vine so that we have something to add to our early game. But again, I really don't like the Vine for that job. I'm just going to take the training. All right, that's it, D. Bye. You made him too confident, Hajj. He thinks he's magic genius now. D, you don't argue intellectually honestly there. You make results-oriented, backwards-looking claims too much. Hey, tampering came back. Last pick, or effective last pick. We'll see if we we can run 2 of them if we want. That's funny. Might do that. We got a lot of cuts to make though. I'm gonna cut all this stuff. We're not gonna play the whale. So now I wish we had more beef. Would like I would trade, I think, this ogre for a second Dreadmaw, for example. Yeah, we probably have enough going on that we can cut the tampering and at least one track down, if not 2. I think all this stuff here. Guile, Shock, Arsonist, double Scourge. Maybe Turret Ogre can go. Tampering has one job, and that is winning target game when you're in a ground stall. A card like Tampering is way better in your best of 3 environments where you can bring it in appropriately. But if your aggro deck was like light on removal, missing some reach, how am I actually going to close this game out? You can run this in best of 1 and it's not embarrassing. You might have the bad matchup where it like looks embarrassing, but on average, I think it does do a job that you can argue that your deck might need. 28. No way, Razor, you got to come for it. Are we cutting Arsonist? I think it does it does have a job of holding our fort early. You could even argue, like, you could put a Setessan training on a Goblin Arsonist, and that wouldn't even suck. Like, I do like one really nice thing about that is turning the Setessan trainings into a turn 2 play is a nice upside of the Arsonist. I mean, you have to have both Arsonist and one of your trainings in hand in your first 8 or 9 cards or whatever. And I get that that's not an every game occurrence or whatever, but it's something to consider anyway. You want to cut these Scourges? We are doing a lot of... no, I'm going to keep both Scourges, I think. They're kind of our... like, we didn't quite get the beef that we wanted, and we have double Palladium Mirror. Hard for me to cut synergistic X-Spell. They work with each other. Oh, non-Hydra. Never mind. I lied. They do not work with each other. Non-Hydra. It says it right there. But with the Palladium Mirror and a lack of top end, I can't cut them. If they saw each other, if they worked with each other, I think it'd be no brainer. But they don't. Still, with what we've got going, I think it works enough. All right, still need... maybe we do cut Arsonist. And the reason I like the Sage is because it and the Warden. Oh, this doesn't have reach. Sorry, I like having some reach in the deck, because if you don't have any reach in the deck, you are... we have Snare Spinner. Snare Spinner and Sage provide some important defense against flyers, but we do have this one. Maybe we can cut this because we have the Snare Spinner. Oh, that's right. So you could actually change the creature type, like do some shenanigans to remove the creature type on Wildwood Scourge to make them cut these and make them go infinite. Jester, you'd cut Jester over Scourge, for example. We're close here. Do we cut an Ogre? Do we cut one of these Maulers? One training? I guess we have to cut one training. Maybe one more track down. I don't want too many track downs. They just turn you in. You wheel spin a little too much. Even though I've come to respect their top deck impact late in the game, they wheel spin too much early. No worries, Haj. I was just like, oh my god, he's gonna make D insufferable. Like, Haj has pressed the make D insufferable button, and it's exactly what happened. Yeah, we could cut an Ogre. Sure, let's cut Ogre. Too bad, because this is fine. I kind of like this deck. It's got some removal, got a bomb, got a plan. I'm in. Let's get some more red in, though. Yeah, we're not really doing the 4 power thing at all. It's not really what the synergy... It's almost like we have the white synergies in our red deck. Yeah, sideboard. 1 training, 1 guile, 2 track downs, Ogre, the tamperings, both Ogres. I don't know if there's a different... Yeah, the kitties just work with the rare, so we're going to play those. That's where... Well, what do you want to cut? What would you cut to bring the Sage back, Fenor? I was worried about flyers, too. We could cut something like the Guile and stop trying to defend our own stuff as much as just get our creatures down. Yeah, that's fair. I think we could cut... I think I'm clinging to the Jester because I want this pick to have been correct. But yeah, we could bring in... we can bring in a Turret Ogre for that job on a cheaper curve, although we're pretty thick at 4 and less thick at 5, so you could make an argument that, you know, and this is an X spell, right? Like that we want to actually maintain our 5s. Turret Ogre gets attacked and do more. David Vero brings up a not 0% point. Very funny. That's a good point, too, from Fenor. The problem with the Turret Ogre at 3 power, or 3 toughness, is that there are a lot of 3-powered flyers, the Ghostlight, which we saw. You get that 2-drop Windrake that has prowess. That can be 3 pretty easily. Swooper, good call. Yeah, that convinces me. So let's go with Jester out and Sage in for specifically better flying defense. All right, I like this. Let's get playing. Time to play some Magic. Oh yeah, Ogre's supposed to be out. We'll get Ogre out in the arena deck building. No, the Turret Ogre is supposed to get pulled here. All right, I know that the lands were purchased for Dealer's Choice full art. If there's any other bling choices, any other channel point bling purchases, let me know. Somebody want to change my avatar for the day or any of this stuff, let me know. I can't... Oh, tough for me to redeem hair on the day where that has very... It feels like calling my shot in a way that I don't want to do yet. I will give it to you twice, David, should I win. But I don't think I can do hair meme redemptions on Friday. Or I'll save it and do it for you midweek when it doesn't matter. Today it matters. Can't do it when it matters. Buckeye is ready. Awesome. We'll be there shortly, Buckeye. Just gotta remove the Ogre to the sideboard, not out of the deck, and then kill these boring lands. We'll go with Theros full arts today, since we went Avon yesterday. And Scourge of Chat. All right, it's me versus Buckeye to open it. Buckeye is streaming this too, so if you wanted to watch both sides, you could go do that. Haven't won yet, so it is for now. Thank you, Timnos. Good luck, chat. Good luck, Buckeye. All right, we can tome it or track it down on 2 and hope we don't get run over. I'm going to keep this on the strength of the turn 2 tome at least. Slow that roll, Buckeye. Don't hurt me. Oh no! So now maybe we track down to more immediately. Like the tome would scry us 1, but scrying 3 in the face of this Hallow Blade seems correct to me. I'm going to go track down and, yeah, find something to do that might block a Hallow Blade, but we don't have any 4 toughness at 3 mana. So really, though, we're just trying to get ourselves up to like Mauler level where that can get a counter and just block that thing. But this is a rough start to see. All right. All right, all right. Let's keep... How much mana do we need? I don't think we keep both mountains. But we can keep the mountain on top, draw that, and not show them that we have Rada coming. And then we do have Rada on 3, so we can at least do some racing. I don't think it matters Rada versus land. We're drawing either way. I would rather show them the land rather than the Rada. We can leave either one behind it. That's the thing, right? We draw one now and draw the other one on next step. Yeah, trying to do it so that Rada, we get a land for free doesn't really work, because we will have to play the land on 3 to cast Rada, so we don't get a free land off the top, and then we just draw that land. No, it doesn't. We leave both lands under Rada, we draw land number 1, we play land number 1, we play Rada, land number 2 is on top of the library, we start our next turn, we draw that land. Yeah. Yeah, this is super bad because we need to get to 5 toughness now before we can block that without just giving up our creature. No, we would have even been able to play it. We would have drawn the Rada, drawn the mountain, played Rada, had a mountain on top that we then draw next turn. This is good though. We are on a very tight clock from Buckeye here. But if we drop a Palladium Mirror next turn and a land, and then the turn after get a maxed out Scourge, we could get a creature that's big enough to deal with this. Crazily, though, we might have to trade Rada off for a Truffle Snout to have that kind. It's not first strike on our turn, though, Fenor. And the Guile, actually with Guile, we can play the Mirror and eat the Truffle Snout. So that's what we're going to try and do here. Yeah, that's true as well. Even if we had constant first strike, Indestructible says, okay, you first strike me, didn't hurt me, so I'm still in combat, and now I punch you, right? Oh, we did. That's my bad. Misplaying land off the top. My bad. Somebody, was it Hat, who was saying in Discord that that's the real missed ping of the set, is forgetting about the Rada land. It's hard to remember. I will accept that one. Don't worry, Dionysus will come in 15 minutes from now and attempt to punt me for that right there. There he is. It's already logged, D, already logged. Open mana here makes me nervous, but we're gonna go for it. Try to keep Rada alive. Ouch. However, we did... I'm gonna look. Is there a land? Oh, there's no Rada anymore. I remembered to look when it didn't matter, but we do get a big creature here. Maybe it's enough. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So our X is indeed 6.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Yeah, this could be Fedor's GG. Yeah, that's too much hand-holding, James. That's way too much hand-holding. You have to have people define what they're casting. What are we talking about, John? What interaction? I hope Buckeye is giving a long, lengthy explanation about how good Faith's Fetters is, and then plays it. All right, with the Palladium Mirror out, we need Palladium Mirror on defense now, and with Oppo mostly tapped out here, like we could Hunter's Edge and take out the Truffle Snout with the Scourge, but I would rather do it on the Mirror, taking out the Mauler and making this a 4/4 that could then, if needed, threaten to trade with the use like another 6/6, says Fenor. But we can kill. So Fenor's saying a 6/6, a second 6/6 on this board of 3 creatures at 8 life is what Fenor would like to do. I would rather reduce their board to 2 creatures, grow our Palladium Mirror to a 4/4 that can threaten a Truffle Snout, and then have good blocks and not even be dead to removal. The trouble with Fenor's play, in my mind, is that it leaves us dead to removal, and I'd rather take the play that doesn't do that. So I'm going to use Hunter's Edge right now. Too bad, although in favor of Fenor's play is the fact that we get the Scourge out, and then they both start getting the bonus off of like Hunter's Edge and Mauler counters and stuff. So, yes, right, sorry, you're right. This is not a 4/4, but this becomes a, okay, that's great. That's a good point. All right, Fenner's made a great point. I was screwing up again. I keep screwing up how I'm thinking about this. That I'm treating the Scourge like the green-white uncommon, right? I keep. It's really, frankly, annoying to have contradictory text like that on two synergistic pieces, because it's like, anyway, it's messing with my head. All right, so how does that change things? If the Palladium Mirror only being a 3/3 says that the Mauler can still attack into it if they remove the Scourge. So I think I'm gonna actually follow up on Fenor's plan then. It is a little risky because it does put us dead to the Fetters again, right? But if we can, clearly the 6/6 was good enough this time. Make another one. Hopefully it's good enough next time, and then we do get to start growing both Scourges with Hunter's Edge, and you know, we'd find a land, we can even go Hunter's Edge, kill something, Mauler, and then Mauler gets big, right? So I have come around to the Fenor way of thinking. Well, we have to tap to do this, right? So well, I guess with only a 3/3, we would go to 1, right? So if they Fetters, we block a 4/4, and then we go to 1. Yeah, so we're not dead. D says, have you ever thought of the time you take on stream and how that reflects to paper? Like, what do you mean? Like, I mean, this is streaming. You might not believe this, but when I'm playing against someone across from me in paper, I don't sit there narrating the whole game and telling the room what I'm doing and why. So the nature of my streaming and how that impacts things is pretty unrelated to that. Yeah, that's not great. How do we win from here? I think we have to take this and try to figure out how to win at 2 life. We can't make this trade right now. These are about to get big enough to even block that. Yeah, so I think now we do Hunter's Edge and then cast Mauler, and Mauler gets big. Is it? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess they have 1 extra. Is there no way out here? Yeah, we had to block, but then we're just dead, right? So if we block, if we, let's say we block, we're at 8 life, and then we have a Scourge and a 2/2, and then we could play a Mauler to this board and have 3 blockers, or we could kill 1 thing and we'd still be up against it, right? Yeah, they have to tap things for Striker. That's true. So we're not dead because the Striker, well, the Striker attacks alone for 2 though, so I think we are. Yeah, but what does this do? Like, do this and draw? How does that help us? Like, I guess, can we find removal? I don't. Yeah, there's no out in hand, so I guess I don't think there's anything in our deck. Let's take a look. Yeah, that was all about that 3/1 on 2, right? Take that card out of Buckeye's hand, and there's probably an interesting Magic game there. All right, Mad Spanner. You're up. Good game, Buckeye. Is Spanner around? Should I jump to Smash? I'm going to switch to Smash if Spanner's not ready. Somebody in this gauntlet will play me. Looks nice. Just need another land here, and then we're pretty splody. Our ideal is to draw a land, go Magmut into Mirror into Dreadmaw. Would require drawing 2 lands from here, but not the rarest possible occurrence of things. All right, there's land number 1. That gets us our Mirror. Don't tell people what to do, D. Try your approach with, here's what I do. I don't eat meat, chat. That's fine. Tell people what you do and lead by example. But if you're going to tell people what to do around here, I'll mute you again. Let's see. I'm going to put my reminder. I'm going to have to start remembering to ping. So let's put my little dealio on the screen for me. Well, we knew somebody was, right, Haj? Well, that's stinky. We might just offer that up, though, given the power we have behind here. Offer the Dreadmaw and 4 damage, and then clear the way for Mauler and Rada, and then drop Wildwood Scourge after that. Seems good. Continue to curve out here, and with the Scourge, we're like guaranteed to curve out next turn as well, if we choose that play. We also have Activate Rada, which does not suck. Oh God, I did it again, right? Yeah, I gotta put another piece of paper on the, except, like, I gotta put it on, like, Rada or something. Like, I keep forgetting Rada, so that's bad. All these little things to remember. Magic's hard. Oh, he's got a Rada? definitely playing lands out. We didn't have a land there this time. And we want threat of activation here because the plus is on land. So we can send Rada, threaten to activate, and then when they don't block Rada, play the Scourge at max health, max size. All right, they're going to make us do it. We got first strike on our side, so we don't even need to activate. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we're Xing for 7 here. Now the Mauler trades straight up for Havoc Jester. Looks like we're in a decent shape. Oh, here. Yeah, turn on emotes. I like these people. I'll say hello now. I'm not... Hopefully Smash doesn't think that's me being rude. I'm trying to tell Smash that's me remembering to turn on my emotes. There's some of the 4 power reward that we never got any of. And probably where a lot of our spiders are in Smash's deck. Now I like go wide, attack with everything, do what you will. Because now we have the mana to activate Rada. Looking good for the stream team, gang. Did we? Are we? Will we? Yes.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
No problem. Mad Spanner next. Yes, okay, we'll do it again.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
How about this? I'll play it every time I win today. Since there was a bunch of redemptions for it that I didn't want to redeem before actually securing the win for the week, now I'll do it whenever I win. How about that? Which could mean it never happens again, but I believe. Oh, you had Gargaroth? I'm so lucky. Good game, Smash. Yeah, I got the right cards in the right order in that one and managed to dodge your good stuff. Or your bomb stuff, anyway. Thanks, Craig. Glad to see someone's rooting for my hair staying intact. All right, another good-looking hand. We'll see if we have to scorch anything on 2. But we're 1 land away and 1 not dead mirror away from another Dreadmaw on 4. My store brand soda water has started the caffeine added. They have caffeine added varieties. I generally don't drink caffeine after about 11 a.m., but don't mind it here. We do need a forest specifically, you're right, Razor. Well, since we're not sure we're going to fire off a Dragonfire, let's happily get this tome and happily put a Sage counter on it looking for a forest so we can pull off the Dreadmaw play we're trying to get to. It's all about ratios, Hat. All about ratios. Yeah, Spindrift I was up on for a while, Parappa, and then I was just like, if they're going to charge me this much and it's going to be like this level of quality, I'll just start adding my own fresh juice. So one of the things I've done, I do have a Soda Stream, and I've been, I have a tiny little ice cube tray, this ice cube tray that makes little mini ice cubes, and I put fruit juice in the ice cube tray and freeze it, and then I can put my own fruit juice in my plain soda water and make my own Spindrifts. But I've liked Aha. Tried it a little bit. Shock is good, but we have a plan. We're looking for a forest here, so I'm actually going to bin our removal, which is a little shocking, but that's what we wanted, so good. And now that we've gotten there, I'm not going to use this for scry. I'm going to use it later for card draw. I have yet to find a cherry soda water that I like. To me, it's all cough syrup. I avoid all. There's no berry soda. I never get berry soda water. Berry soda water to me universally tastes like medicine. Oh, I said I wasn't going to do that. If you dig it, if you're not like me and you find the red flavors good, yeah, I bet they are good. The Soda Stream is solid. I haven't had to replace the CO2 yet though, so I don't know how much I'm really paying per 12 ounces, you know, because you can get store brand on sale is like 15 to 25 cents a can, depending on the level of sale. And so you got to beat that. All right. I think we send in the Maw. And yeah, the instant speed removal is nice to see here. Unlikely to be a cancel. It could be the 2-mana kind of force spiky counterspell with the flyer. If it is that, it's just totally going to work, and there's not much we can do about it. We could use the tome to draw a card here. Kind of like that, actually. We've got a big threat here. I've got the ability to draw a card. I've got the ability to burn something out of their sky. But man, just making a big dude seems interesting too. But yeah, we have some tools here. We've got the board advantage. Let's make Oppo come up with it here. Well, that helps. Rain of Revelation ought to help find an answer to this Dreadmaw. Let's see if they come up with it. Tranodon is going to experience an attempt at some Dragonfire. All right. They could still have Guile, and the auto tapper leaving green up would be indicative of that. Let's see if there's any pausing after I crack this tome. No pause, so I think the Guile is not there, and we can go for this Scorching Dragonfire on the Tranodon. That's not the one. That's a new one from Fiddles. You all can thank Fiddles for that one. Normally I give some art direction and ask for some changes with user-submitted memes, but that one went straight to print. Straight to print. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. This is where we just do the Scourge play. Because they can't counter our big beastie. Good point. I could keep up Guile. That's reasonable. Maybe I should have kept up Guile. But with 2 of them, I'm feeling pretty invincible. But maybe keeping 2 of them is correct. Good suggestion, Ganmore. Maybe we end up tapping out anyway, but should have considered it. I think we slag that, keep up Guile, and send everything. Oh, we can't send everything and keep up Guile unless we draw a land, but we'll see. Anyway, still looking good here. Hopefully we just remove and win. And there's the land that even allows us to keep up Guile and attack with everything. So coming up Millhouse this game, Mad Spanner. Getting knocked around a bit by our beefy dudes. Could even make the argument, just trade off the mirror, keep up the Guile. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it. I think Ganmore's observation about how valuable the Guile is for these fatties is relevant, and we don't need the mirror anymore. We just need to keep our Guile ready, and we can't really lose. And I'd rather just continue to use this for backup cards if we don't get there on our plan A. Hey, Humbro, I don't really do deck doctoring on air, but you can certainly paste it for others in chat to help you out with. And also, you should join our Discord, where there's an entire channel dedicated to such help. Let's see. Yes, we are now... Sorry, I'm not updating my record. We're now 2-1, right? And I promised you hair toss meme on every win, so here you go.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Oop, not standard ranked. Next, James Wanders. All right, James. Let's see what you've learned, friend. And thanks for finding us, Humbro. Glad you made it. How'd you make your way here? I'm always curious when a new viewer shows up. What brought you to us today? And how do I make that happen again 1,000 times more? You might not be able to answer that second part, but right on. All right, just in time. I was just about to say, well, we've got this snare spinner on 2, but I certainly don't want a Wildwood Scourge on 3 for a Grey Ogre, and now we have a much better thing to do, right? We get our kill it, or we get a 6-drop on 4 again. And let me tell you, that's been a very effective way to win some Magic games here so far. I'm into the race given the potential of our next turn here. So for now, I'm going to say no blocks. Although Snare Spinner is probably a reasonable block here, but the trouble is if James does have something like Opt and say Opt and Dragonfire, we get wildly blown out. We lose our Palladium Mirror, our Snare Spinner gets eaten, and we're staring at our empty board and James's 2 creatures. That seems too risky to me to try to trade for the Singer right now. So I'm going to try to make it to our Warden of the Woods and see if that will stabilize our game here. Yep. No luck on a mirror that lives this time, but we can now go Scourge. Could even go Guile, leave Guile up. But then we'd have to make tiny Scourges. I think I do need to make a Hill Giant here. And then we'll see if James wants to attack into the Snare Spinner, if he's confident enough to do that. Yeah, cancel. If it was canceled, that's fine. I mean, this isn't a great Scourge here. It's just a curve filler at this point. Blocking the Fiend with the Snare Spinner wouldn't have been a trade, right? Because they just they would have either pumped it or done something. So they are all right. I'm gonna ask the question. We got to make them have something here, I think. I feel like this Snare Spinner might get eaten, but we need to generate some response, and if it clears out responses to the rest of our hand, maybe that helps us long-term anyway if James does have an answer here. Hopefully we're just trading. If James double spells and eats, we tip the cap. Why not the second block? What do you mean? And there it is. I'll give him a nice on that. I didn't feel like we had the time anymore to not try that. Why Hydra? Why not Hydra on Fiend? Too many options. I didn't want to lose the Scourge there. I was going to try and race back the other way with the Scourge, assuming that trade worked. Now we're in a bit of a different spot. And now I will block the Hobble Fiend, and if they go for removal, use the Guile, and I'm not going to play the Scourge out. We're just going to see if we can turn things a little bit in our favor here through blocking and guiling. Because, I mean, I trust James to have a reason for doing this. Like, as I say, I fully expect, like, Sure Strike or something. And here, the Guile doesn't even work for us, right? So we're just going to let it all happen. Downside of Guile is it does not stop the Sure Strike interaction. Well, we're on the receiving end of the beats this time and can't seem to find the tools to get out of it. We could make a Grey Ogre with Ranger's Guile up, but we might as well just play a no-value Mauler and once again cross our fingers and hope that James is now out of gas. 3 lands in James's hand and about to draw a 4th, right? And then we can win this game. What? Wrecked. That was about as one-sided a wrecking on our face as we delivered to Smash. Good game, James. Well, it was a game. Or as I like to say to avoid the, was that really a good game question? Thanks for the match. Thanks for the game, James. It's a little pro tip for you. Some people in the gaming community get really... Especially if you're the winner. It's fine, James. I'm not saying you, but like often if you are the winner and you say good game to an opponent, some opponents are going to be annoyed by that because they're going to feel like, well, it wasn't a good game for me. I lost and I got unlucky. And you say it's a good, right? A way to approach that is let the loser lead. You can always just let the loser decide how you're going to handle post-game niceties. But if you are the loser or if you are the winner and want to express something, I strongly recommend the phrasing, thanks for the match or thanks for the game. If you thank your opponent, you're effectively thanking them for their time. And almost no matter how bad or awful or unfun or non-magic the game was, someone will appreciate that you appreciate the time factor, right? So that's a way to think about end of game, especially in paper. Just a thank you for the match is a great way to end a Magic game on a good note. All right, let's get back to it. And the good doctor is next. We're tied. Back to a tie. Good one. So I've got my hair for the week. I promised chat that if they could come up with 5 or 6 wins, we would head to the arena store and find a prize for your efforts. Hard to complain about our openers so far. We had a great opener last game too, but James pointed out some weaknesses in it, such as 3 mana, 2 toughness creatures die to shock. I'm sure you can come up with the mindset of somebody who could find a way to be offended by thanks for your time, thanks for the game, but at that point, you've done the best you could, right? All right, Tome is at least a play. I believe you'll find thanks for the game comes off better for most people than good game. If you want to get pedantic about it and say that not 100% of all cases, this person is going to be mad at your version, Ryan. Okay. Hear what I'm saying. I believe that if you adjust your language, you can make opponents appreciate your comment more. Sick. I think we should go looking for something better than what we've got. Let's scry. Yeah, shock is great. Let's keep that. We're going to shock that warden. Too bad we don't have something else to do here, but I wasn't going to pass removal for this watcher. I said warden, I meant watcher. Oh, I guess we get to do something. We can draw a card. That's all right. Yes, if you follow up your good game with a compliment about your opponent's play that you liked, that's going to go over pretty well too. But I'm talking if you just want to say something real quick. But fundamentally, going back to my main point, just let the loser drive. If you're the winner, shut the F up. Just shut up and read the room. You won. Congrats. Let the loser decide how this is going to play out, provided they're being at least not mean, you know? But if the loser just wants to be surly and mad and not talk to you, let him. It's all right. That's my point, James. Thanks for the game is a replacement for good game because it doesn't suggest anything that you think about the quality of the game. Well, we can get the mutt down and put a trainer on it. That's something. We took that big hit from the this flyer, this watcher early, but now we got it taken care of and trying to stabilize from here. The land helps. We want to drop this warden, and next turn we can Hunter's Edge something if we need to. I'm not going to use this for Scry because I like our hand currently. Mike, you do like to Scry? Maybe I'm being too greedy. I think with these tools we have, I like being patient with this. Yeah, we don't want more lands now, I suppose. But if we scry and top, that kind of feels wasteful. I don't know. Yeah. That part's fair, but we will have, you know, I guess we go Edge, Warden, Scourge, and then we start doing this. But if the thing is, if we draw lands, we're not super unhappy because they just make our Scourge bigger. We can draw one more land and it still be fine. So I'm going to, it can't ping, it's summoning sick. I'm going to not do it this time because I wouldn't mind if we drew a land. Yeah, getting the gain 4 available, I suppose, is okay. I just don't feel like we're going to die this turn because we get to Hunter's Edge, the Baron, and then they don't have that much attack force. So I think we'll still be able to do that. I'm with you now. I'm going to start doing it now, but I don't think we're going to need the, maybe famous last words, but I really don't think we're going to need that 4 life next turn. And if we leave the Magmut back, we force Doctor to activate Glide Master if they want to hit us for that too. But... and maybe that's worth it. Basically, 1 point versus 4 points. 0 points versus 2. I guess we're going to say no attacks, except 1 ping. And, yeah, I think... exactly. We should force the mana use, because we still get 1 out of it, right? If I remember to ping, that is. And, I'm not going to, like, if they have the deal damage to tapped creature, it's an instant, but I'd still want to make them do it at the end of their turn instead of right now. I'm just going to focus and remember here. Could really use some more removal. We're going to bottom the land here. Could, oh, I didn't do it in time. I was going to do it again, potentially. Missed it. I should have attacked before playing this, but the presence of this makes me want to send the Magmut and offer... offer this now. Yeah, I didn't think they would do this. We can't block the flyers and still have the defense for forcing the Glide Master to pay to fly. I'm gonna put this stop now. Maybe we do want the life and the scry. I think that's worth it. At 6, facing all these flyers and no reach. 5/7 is going to be manageable by a double block. This is getting a little sketchy though. Oh yeah, it flies off of the Glide Master, so we need removal. Let's go looking for removal, and let's do that now. Guile is not the removal we're looking for. That is. All right. That could be big. We kind of have to play this on Glide Master, though, or we just lose to Flying Megalodon. And we have to do it before untaps, or they can give the Megalodon flying on their turn. So we're going to do it on our turn. We could, yeah, not worth attacking. And keep playing lands because we were going to eventually make these big. I suppose one question is, do we want a 4/4 on the ground here? The 4/4 could combine with the Warden to threaten to trade for the Megalodon without having to risk our mutt. So I think I'm going to do that too. Mike would wait. Razor would make a 4/4. I'm going to make a 4/4, Mike. Although we do bounce right now, right? That just bounces. I was thinking I wanted to make sure we didn't just lose Warden for no value, but this bounces right now, so maybe we don't have to. Yeah. And we threaten the double block anyway with that. And yeah, we'll take our free attack. That's also a good point from the Ganmore. Oh, sorry, I missed it. Huh, interesting one. There's a lot of there's some mixed suggestions here. The other thing, though, is if we're racing these flyers and don't find removal, we just need to get on board. I think we have to use our mana now. I'm in the make a 4/4 now camp just to give us additional threats. The trouble, but I think Mike's point, though, is like a 4/4 is not great here. Like a 4/4 doesn't get past the Megalodon, but the Scourge grows with other counters, so it could get bigger. I'm going to do it. I think if we're in a racing situation, we may just need to do this. And they're at effective 10, right? If I remember to ping. They're more like an effective 10.368. All right. They are asking the question, and it's still a 1-for-1, so my answer is yes, I will trade. Should we have bluffed with Warden? What do you mean? We did, and it worked. Triple block is playing around something in hand. I mean, if they have like what are you afraid of? Feat of Resistance? If they have Feat of Resistance, we're not winning, and I don't really care. Like, I'm not playing around feet. We can't beat it. So if we triple block, we lose 2 creatures. If we double block and they don't have the feat, we only lose 1. And I think in order to win this game, we're not playing around this being a super relevant card. So I'm going to do the double block and hope that we simply trade Warden for Megalodon. And if the doctor has it here, we salute and try to win the next one. And I try to remember to ping. Look, remembering to ping. Here I am remembering to ping. Yeah, ping remembering. Now we're swinging in and making a Giganto Scourge behind. If they want to trade Mutt for Charger at this point, that's fine. We still get 3 damage in on the trample. And they lose a creature. I guess that was a damage chump. They didn't want to block the trampler. And we'll see what they got for this. Yeah, could be Lofty Denial again. We're not playing around much. I mean, they had flyers, so to play around Lofty Denial would be to make a 3-power creature, and that, yeah, you could make an argument that it still is lethal with any other creature, but I think it's more important to make a creature that's lethal on its own. We're 2-2, right? This record is right? Playing for someone to take the lead here. Opt, lose incoming. We'll see. Come on. Exploding Planeswalker? Exploding Planeswalker? All right, that's still double force block. I really do wish there were a way to silence pets without having to silence my emotes. Well, this has to be a real card. If it's like, this could be excellent. If this is another Swift Response, for example, we actually lose here. So let's let's see what we got. Swift Response. Applaud for Doctor. No Swift Response. Tight one, what we got there. Yeah, Unsubstantiate also does it, sure. 2 outs that we could think of there. I have retaken the lead, chat. Your chance at a present is already gone. Now let's see if we can lock up the win for the week. Good games, King Coffee. Revitalize wins it. Yep, you came up with another one there. Several low rarity outs there, but fortunately for me, not in hand apparently. All right, Jinx. It's like a 20% chance I win this match against Jinx via his disconnection, I think. You're one of those hard to buy for types, huh? Gotta make stuff for you. Here's this hat I knitted. It looks like garbage, but it's from the heart, that kind of thing. That's why I think the right thing to do for people like you, True, if you're looking for gifts for true types, is experiences. Dinner and a movie. Let's go see this show. That kind of thing. I'm going to keep this. Got both our colors. We got a spinner on 2. And we'll track down on 3 if we don't find anything better. I'm still going to go spinner. Freebooter is going to get something sweet. Let's see which one they want. I mean, probably have to take Geyser. Well, we don't have the red yet, so they could just take a non-Geyser card to hold us off of the other ones for right now and make us have to use the Geyser on the Freebooter. That's one of the things Freebooter does when it's successful, is that it often just makes you have to use your removal. Sorry, Jinx. You got jinxed, buddy. We're gonna Should almost make sure that Jinx knows about Spinner's rules text. We don't have any more lands right now. I'm gonna track down and see. So yeah, I want our land. Kind of want all this. This is all reasonable. Although maybe not both creatures. Like we want even more land for the Warden. So we could see letting the kitty go, perhaps. I think I want the mutt, because we could do mutt tome next turn. Yeah, I'm going to send the kitty away because we want more lands. And I'm not going to mess around. I could try and make Jinx show me the reading skills, but I'm just going to do this now. Yeah, there's a lot of black going around. Black felt underdrafted in this event. But we're just going to drop this. I'm okay with this. I mean, it's like a 3-point life swing on these attacks. But we're cracking back for 3. Let's see what they come up with on their second main. Yeah, it's a good reason to be willing to swing with that, having that back on D. I am going to scry here because we want to find not only land, but mountain. I want to do this and look for a mountain. Although a forest on top will be tough because we do want to get the Warden down too. And Rada is tough because that's just hard to pass. I think we got to keep Rada. Yeah, maybe we find one. Hey, we even found one. Thanks, Rada. Ooh, and we can draw a card with the tome, but we'll just leave everything untapped here for now. Looks like we do get Warden out next turn, and then we got to worry about Death Touchers after that. Oh, we did pass the uncommon threaten effect, so we can expect that we could be threatened out of a good creature here. What's this about? Oh, kill Rada. Got it. Sick tech. Yep. Rada dead. Two for one, though. So Rada, as a 3-mana card, cost Jinx 2 mana, 2 cards, and could be worse. We also have some decent backup plans here. Hey, Buckeye. Thanks for the raid. Hunter's Edge. Perfect. We're at a high enough life total where we can... Oh, did I forget to ping? I think I forgot to ping. Get me on the ping. Did I remember to ping? I don't think I pinged. I don't have my thing on the screen either, so I should do that. I did ping. Well, I forgot that I pinged, but I am still going to put my reminder up because I am so prone to that right now, especially for some reason. Thank you, Fiddles. Appreciate the gift subs there. Really worried about the threaten effect. Kind of waiting in consternation for our warden to be stolen and taken. Although if that happens, we draw 2, right? So to steal our warden, they at least have to give us 2 cards. Is it red? No, I think it's 3 in a red. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's 3 in a red, though. This smacks of something like Sure Strike. I'm gonna wait, and we're gonna Hunter's Edge next turn and try to get something like a Sure Strike with a Geyser. And not blocking. I think this is what I did last time to help me not forget, is ping mid-combat. That's the thing. I remembered not pinging at the end of the turn. I think that's what got me afraid that I'd missed it. And Sure Strike currently doesn't... Volcanic Geyser doesn't get Warmonger, but we're going to try Hunter's Edge on that anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm just going to hope they don't double the damage or whatever. Another Warmonger. Yikes. I was like, well, we kill one more Warmonger, and then we're safe from the threaten play. Not so much. I'm going to go... I guess we could draw, but I'll save that for end of turn. And right now we're just going to try Edge. Well, hold on. Could also make, like, the Magmut bigger. Do we want a 3/3 Magmut for any reason? As opposed to a 6/8 Warden? Yeah, maybe if we kill the Death Touch... Maybe we can't play around, especially with 2, we just can't play around the threaten effect thing. Kill the Death Toucher so that... Thing is, the Geyser currently does kill the Death Toucher. Kill Sparkling. What are we even... This? What are you talking about? Holding up Geyser is not enough. Oh, we do have 5. Sorry, I thought we only had 4. Yeah, sorry. Holding up Geyser is now correct. I miscounted my mana G guards. I thought we were on X of 4, but we are on X of 5, so we can hold up Geyser. I like that. Oh, sorry. I forgot I had Vigilance. I'm just obsessed with not dying here and forgot to try and win. So... do we care... Yeah, I think we, again, think that this is about a Sure Strike. So I'm going to try and draw a Sure Strike out here. Yeah, and we are going to double block Warmonger number 2, absolutely. But this is about playing to the anticipated Sure Strike. Well, it's got some good cards in it. Decent work from the bots. I'm not pinging yet Okay, now we'll ping. And they probably knew we were going to ping. Maybe they're happy with this. I don't know. Really? We just get this? Maybe something... Maybe this warden is going to die after combat. But I'm happy with this trade. Yeah, I think you're right. I think we need to... Sorry, Watsy. The fact that you make these pets so annoying is real rough. If they target the warden, we get to draw a couple. So if they do have something like shock or whatever to finish off the warden, we draw twice. Well, we'll just draw, right? I don't think we'll need to geyser. Pestilent Haze would be excellent, yep. So they are seeing the cost of the shock. But we have a Ranger's Guile in the deck, so let's respond by drawing now in case we find a Ranger's Guile off the top. That would be incredible. We get everything. No. And yeah, I'll just all sorts of land flooding now, but not the worst time for it. We can go Sage, but we don't have enough left over to geyser anything. I don't know if we want to go lower than 4. I think the right thing to do actually here is to geyser. And there's even enough. Yeah, Mike's right. We can at least draw first, because even if we geyser, we have the even if we brick on this draw, we can still geyser successfully. So let's draw first. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't in the moment, unfortunately. Oh, shut up, dog. Okay. Now we'll go turn to Slag instead. And then Geyser can go to face later. Yeah, turn to Slag the pet. That might be reasonable. If they gave us the tools to... it would be... Actually, I don't want to kill doggies or anything, but, like... Yeah, the dog sounds are quite annoying and kind of a problem. Now we have Gnarled Sage, but we can just put Hunter's Edge. We can do Hunter's Edge on the spinner and get it a little bigger. They know about our geyser. Wow, that's a draw. Gonna send in. We got Geyser to protect. They're out of cards. And this Scourge is gonna be Mammoth. Oh, that was... I accidentally double clutched on my index finger. That was not what I intended to do, obviously. I wonder if we just win to the face here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can 8 to the face. Nah, still not worth doing that. I mean, you can punt me, but, like, that wasn't even a... That was just brain not doing... Or body not doing what brain said, which is, like, the least important punt I could possibly make. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll do this and I'll show him this and oh wait. So we have 12? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10, 9. Should be an X of 9, right? Oh, sorry, different card. There we go. Gotta play the big Hydra. All right, I got to 4 wins. The week is mine. Let's see if I can get to 5. Look, I didn't want to look like I didn't know how to cast my spells. Although, that's exactly what I looked like. Good game, Jinx. You made the best of that. I heard you missed some picks in the draft. Sorry. Totally reasonable deck, all things considered, given that. Looked pretty good, actually. All right, Cardlinger. I might take on additional challengers with this deck after, but probably not. Probably just going to wrap up today. Thanks for all hanging out, everybody. No such thing as a diet float, says Breeden. Well, my son works for a fast food joint that offers them. You can get a Diet Coke float there if you want. So I've seen them. It's not very, yeah. The ice cream isn't very healthy for you, though. You're right, calorie-wise. Well, diet doesn't mean 0 calories. You could absolutely throw in the half sugar, half calorie stuff, low fat. There's low fat ice cream. Come on. You don't think there's diet ice cream? I'll go give you your 75,000 US grocery store options for diet ice cream. I'm going to keep this. We don't have, well, maybe I shouldn't. I just love that we have a palladium mirror. We don't have anywhere to go with it yet, but like I'm gonna keep. Maybe I'm being greedy. I already got the win locked up. I'm gonna be lazy. Razor wants to mull. Hey, see, look, it worked out. And never punished. All right, we're asking ourselves how good the scythe is. Let's find out. Nice. That's tempting, but not as tempting as setting up for a turn 4 Dreadmaw. Let's make him have something for this Palladium Mirror. Yeah, true enough, true. We do have we have a slag in here somewhere with this scythe's name on it. I could send in the Magmut to, like, and maybe Cardlinger doesn't block, and maybe we get in for 2, but I'm going to take the sure 1 and not bluff that, and we'll just drop the Maw here. What do you mean, Fiddles? I mean, he's allowed not to be here, right? Another Silver Smote Ghoul. Oh, I see what you're saying now, Fiddles. It was a scythe joke. Oh, look, I almost did it, but then I remembered. And I don't have my little reminder up, which is part of it. Oh man, we got the Scourge, and we get to do a second Palladium Worm coming up Millhouse, as we say. I think we go ahead and offer the first Dreadmaw here. They will probably go Ghoul, Swindler, maybe, and just get the Scythe bigger, but I think that's fine for us with what we've got behind. So I'm going to send in the Maw and see what Cardlinger would like to do about it. Taking it is good for us. I'm gonna, ooh, look, I almost played a land, but you know what I'm gonna remember to do? Play Rada first. I guess when I play my, my rare for like the 12th time, I start to remember what it does. Let's see if we find a land on top. Hey, look. Good work, Ryan. Sometimes you manage to not be a dunce. Sometimes. Yeah, 100 great plays has to mean I've made it to level 2, right? Gas level 2. Which sounds like it could be a problem in the home. A lot of ghouls in this draft, it seems. No land there for us, so we're gonna... Oh, wait, we could train our way into another land, so I'm even gonna be more patient. But what do we want to do? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana now, 10 for sure. We go 9, 8 to get down the training, and then with 8 mana, we still have 6 for the Rada, and the Rada gets trample first strike because of the training on it. So let's do that. Another Hydra down there, so now we'll just drop the land. Now we can actually activate Rada on one Palladium Mirror and Tome with the other. So we're going to send the 2 big ones. I think they need to win a swindle here, or we're in pretty good shape. And let's get all the trample. Here it is, comes down to this. Oh, they got it. Good work, Cardlinger. I'm kind of glad you got that. It makes it a little more interesting here. Yeah, Swift would also make it super interesting, would bring him right back into it. Looking solid for the home team. Do I pull in 5 wins this week? That is not enough. Yeah, 5 mana removal is still playable. You just don't want a ton of it, and you acknowledge that it has serious failings against certain scenarios, right? Yeah, we ramp up nicely around these parts, if we can get there. Not going to scry, we know what's on top, and it's a fine draw. That we could draw to get land, but I think we just have it here. Send everything. They block Rada, but Rada tramples for a bunch. I think we're just swing away here. Make them have something in hand. All right. That's true. Mike points out that the pump there wasn't really necessary. If they did have something like destroy target tapped creature, we'd be much better off making them have that, showing it to us, and then having the follow-up play of the Hydra. So, as Mike says, the 2 mirrors were lethal, so I should have just made him do something and then pumped if needed. But also, it just felt I couldn't think of what saved him in the set, so I wasn't thinking too hard at that point, if I'm honest. But yeah, if you're on the Pro Tour, you're going to want to tighten up that final turn. So we got a premiere of a new meme today. Thanks to Fiddles. I'm going to give it to you for free here because Fiddles is awesome. Fiddles made this meme for us. Oh, I'm not in the right view. Hold on. I got to go back to Battlefield for it. I like that one. However, there's still a meme. There's a meme I've had for 2 weeks now. And we haven't seen this card played in 2 weeks. Or maybe it's like a week and a half. I think it's a good uncommon. It's a good uncommon. It's a good uncommon, maybe in not the best archetype. I'll tell you, Fiddles, it is not Rewind, but maybe I should make a Rewind. Trouble is, Rewind I don't expect to see much play, but I thought we would see this one by now, honestly. Honestly thought we would. Anyway, no, I'm done with clues. It'll show up. It'll show up. It'll show up. We can start doing stipulations where I'll just try and try and force it, the color it's in and find it. Anyway, that was fun as always. I want to thank my mods for coordinating this event. Let's get back to Soapbox here. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Skeptical Hat, especially this week. I think Skeptical Hat seemed like he was point person on this one this week. Mama is often helping out with that as well. Nantuko Avatar is usually helping out with this. He hasn't been around. He's got life stuff keeping him away from us for now. Hopefully we'll get Nantuko back here soon and give him a big going optimal welcome home, right? Anyway, which color would you have to force for the meme, says Mike. Nice try. Nice try. We will we'll figure it out when it happens. I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, again for their support of my stream. Check them out if you don't do that. If you want to participate in this event, check out our Discord. Going Optimal Discord is hopping with drafters who draft exactly the way we drafted today, which is to go over to Heroku app, MTGA Draft, Heroku app, draft over there, come back in, challenge each other. It's great fun, fantastic community. Had somebody say kind of out of the blue, wow, the Going Optimal Discord is so welcoming. They just didn't expect it. And that's just our community. We got a great community, and I think you should dip your toe in and check it out. You're going to find a lot of awesome people looking to help you get better at Magic, like this stream is trying to do. And we'll try to keep it all going and keep playing Magic together into the future, right? Right. All right, bye, YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Love Chat Gauntlet. Thanks for making it happen, everybody.